recording, by the way.
How long have you been recording?
Just 30 seconds.
Oh. That's scary. This is the one time I didn't anticipate you recording at all. I was like, what the heck? Has anyone talked to you about the show at all or no? Not this week.
No, well, I've had the reoccurring people talk about
the reoccurring.
it.
Okay,
Yeah.
It's always good to hear about that stuff.
Yeah, they haven't what is it? His name's Joe Sanchez. He listens to the show, and he didn't listen to it when he came in on Wednesday. He was going to though.
Well, we're recording this one the day after this recent one came out, after like issue 17.
It's funny. It's a weird feeling recording right after we just posted an episode.
But you know what? It's because we don't look at ourselves like a news podcast. We're more of like a discussion, like two friends talking about some the stuff that they like.
Stuff.
You know, we can talk about, WandaVision came out. Okay, it's not it's news, but we're not going to cover a day of release. No, it's more of like our thoughts and our discussions and stuff like that.
And again, stuff came out this week as well too.
Okay, the pattern of release is weird because nothing came out until yesterday and today. Because even Stranger Things got announced. They got teased.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was like teased on like Instagram or not Twitter and Facebook. The clicky thingy for the movies.
Oh, they're filming?
They're filming, and then it's like, it's coming back or something like that. I'm like, okay, cool. I don't watch it, but sure, It's like it's cool to see it. And then Squadrons. Yes. Star Wars Squadrons released the thing that they said like, it's coming out in 2 days. I didn't even know about it. I was like, emergency meeting. We gotta get ready for this one.
And then what is it? They also, just like quick little tidbit, they also showed that not everyone might be getting the PS5 now with the pre-orders.
They're canceling orders too. That's what I heard. But here's the thing: as far as the next gen consoles go, we can't be sure because Sony and even Microsoft at this point have kind of backed and forth this, where they're like, we're not making enough, so not everyone's gonna get it. No, but we are making enough, so don't worry, you might get one.
We're gonna make them. Yeah, but we don't want to promise you guys one.
But you might get it for the holidays. Yeah. But you also might not.
Eventually, you will get it.
When? That's it. We don't know. But it'll be in your hands. Yeah. Anywhere between now and about a year and a half from now.
Right. That's like the most realistic date release that you'll get a PS5.
What do we listen to? All right. So before we jump into our episode, I want to mention something real quick. Yeah. So in this show, we do joke about things, and we are very hard on a certain company. Yes. That, because of certain business practices and certain things that they release and stuff like that. This company, if you guys don't know, is Disney. We joke about it. We actually dedicated an episode to the Mulan release about it being charged $30, was it?
$30, yeah. And we try to go both sides of like justifying it, but then also seeing how people cannot really want to pay that price realistically.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was news this week that they announced that they were going to be laying off, the Walt Disney Company was going to be laying off 28,000 employees. Yeah. And I personally know a lot of cast members and Disney employees.
I have also a few friends as well, too, that were affected by that.
Yeah. And it's a very scary process. I used to work there as well. Yeah. I'm not going to disclose any, inside information in regards to that, but I will say that working there was probably one of the funnest things I've had, like job wise, in all my years of working. Yeah. And I met a lot of great people there, and I still connect with some of them on social media and stuff like that. And to see them constantly having to fear a phone call from the company after hearing this, like, I've never been a fan of the way they've released the information. I know that when it came to the closures of Disneyland and Walt Disney World, that they posted it on social media before
notifying anyone.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is very not good.
It isn't good practice. And so to have these individuals be at home not knowing what their futures is like, I can't imagine any of this stuff. So if there are any listeners out there that work or are cast members, work for Disney, or are cast members, any friends that might be listening, from both of us, our hearts and support go out to you guys. The only thing I can honestly say is that if this feels like rock bottom, just know that the only direction you could really go up, where it go, is up. Yes. It's never over. If you continue to fight, good things will eventually happen. And, there's no justification for it, especially after Disney announced that they were going to resume the salaries of some top executives after, you know, having these executives get their salaries, I think, cut in half or something like that, to announce that they're going to bring back and then lay off 28,000 employees. I get it. To say that it's a business thing.
Yeah, business aspect of it. Yeah.
Sure, they're allowed to do that, but morally it's incorrect.
Right. That's a lot of people losing their jobs.
Yeah. So it sucks. I really, it's hard. It's hard to.
It really is.
Because, you know, we can't just say, you know, support and hope that everything is okay. But like I said, if you hit rock bottom and it feels that way, the only direction is up. And good things will always happen. You just got to keep fighting for it. And, you know, there's always support out there. You know, we feel you guys, and just keep fighting it, you know?
Yeah.
With that said, are we ready to start this podcast?
Yes. Let us now entertain you guys. If you're listening to this.
Weird. A little bit of a different intro, but
right.
You know, let's get this going. Let's get this going.
Go. So let's do what is it? The game?
We're going to do this intro, then the game.
Oh, that's right. You know what? I keep forgetting
It's because we're recording on a Thursday.
It's throwing our mojo off.
It's throwing us off. I'm sorry. You know, I should just cancel my camping trip and record on Friday.
No, man. You need to go to the camping trip. Go for it.
Just escape the city. All right. Here we go. Hello, Internet. Welcome to Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour, coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California. Aiming to be Whittier's #1 podcast for all things nerdy. I'm your host, Bryan.
Rene.
And welcome to the show, everyone.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? We're doing them more and more where it's like we don't have to worry about messing them up at this point.
No.
It's just how we're going to present it.
So
basically.
I've actually developed more of a voice because I did the thing that you do.
Yeah.
Whereas I listened to the podcast, I was listening on the way to work to my other job.
Okay.
And because I got it's like a 30-minute walk from one job to another.
Yeah.
And so I was listening to it and I was like, okay, let's see how I sound and stuff like that. I noticed that the intros are a lot more solid than they were before. I feel like with every issue,
we've gotten better.
Better.
You know what? It's because I didn't know I think it was like the first few times when you were editing, I didn't know the background music was gonna be. And like the background music just sounds so like, you know, like up, and you have to kind of like, hello, you know, like welcome. You know?
That's why I told you in the beginning episodes afterwards, like, come on, bring in that character. And you started to kind of do it. But it's like, I think with the number of issues that we've had so far,
this will be issue 18.
Issue 18.
Wow.
We are now, we mentioned in the last issue that we were 4 months in. So now technically we're 4 months and 2 weeks in.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that 6 month mark is slowly creeping up.
Yep.
It's slowly creeping up. By the way, thank you guys for the shout outs. There were a couple accounts on Twitter.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
The complexity. What was it?
The complex podcast, or the superiority complex.
Thank you.
Pod.
Yes, they shouted at us. They shouted out at us.
Oh yeah, on Twitter.
Man, grammar's not our strong suit, and we read a lot.
We need our energy. That's why we need it.
Oh, that's right. We got to play this. But before we get to the G Fuel game, no, thank you for shouting us out twice in about like a 2-day period. We really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
There were a lot of viewerships from that shout out, and we appreciate it. Yeah, there was a lot of traffic through that, so we really appreciate it. And actually, a promo, I worked on it this week. It's going up where?
It's going to be on the Superiority Complex.
On the Superiority Complex?
So if you guys want to listen to our promo, it should be up in either the next few episodes or the upcoming episode. That will be, I guess, whatever newest one that the Superiority Complex will put up. I'm glad that he's still active during this whole thing. He used to record here, but because of everything, he does have a home studio.
That's good.
So
That's good.
Yeah, so he's still recording, but not as often, I think, because he's also busy as well too.
Yeah. I would say go to his Twitter account, give him a follow. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, it's hold on, let me pull it up. I think it's the @Soup Complex. Let's see. Pull up the Twitter. Sorry, guys.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I will just fill in the background noise. Yeah, we really do need our energy. This is why we drink caffeine and energy drinks.
This is why caffeine's our best friend, guys.
No, give him a follow, guys. And I believe you can look under his replies as well. He posted a bunch of other podcasts that I would really recommend you follow as well. He's recommending some really good ones as well.
So on Twitter, it is @Soup Complex. It's the Superiority Complex podcast.
Yes. And
your new favorite podcast, he says. It's like honey in your ear holes.
Is that what he says?
That's what it says. That's his slogan.
That's dope, dude.
Right? So if you guys want to go ahead and listen to that, it's a great podcast. He does it, he does it with friends. He's also a big nerd just like us too, but he also does like life stuff growing up in California and stuff like that. So it's not just like nerdy stuff, but majority it is, but it's also just like basically your pop culture kind of thing.
Awesome.
Just anything.
Awesome. But thank you for the shout outs. Thank you for everything. And if you're a new listener to this show, we appreciate the listen. And hopefully you guys give us a follow. Hopefully this episode will convince you guys to come back for future ones, you know?
That's big shoes to fill now. This is like the new episode. Everyone's coming in. They're like,
hey, that's fine. Hey, that's fine. Welcome. I welcome everyone. We welcome everyone. By the way, before we do this, one other thing. October. Yes. First, we are recording.
October 1st.
October 1st. Yeah. Spooky season. Spooky season. So, this episode will be coming up on Wednesday. Yeah. That means that by the time this episode or this issue airs, we will have 2 Let's Plays, Resident Evil 7. In issue 17, we mentioned that we were going to record it. We actually will have those episodes coming out Friday, Monday, Wednesday. Oh my God. Yeah, we do need our energy drinks.
Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.
Thank you. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So the first 2 issues or the first 2 episodes will be Friday, October 2nd. And then Monday, October 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, I believe is when it is. And then Wednesday alongside this podcast. So keep your eyes open for that. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Keeping Up with the Nerds.
Those were really fun to do. So.
And if they do well, we'll record more stuff.
Yeah, more stuff.
We have good chemistry in studio and doing Let's Plays as well.
It was fun doing the Let's Plays. So.
You were pretty scared, weren't you?
I was really nervous. I was more nervous, and then also it didn't help that you were screaming at me.
I'm sorry, I just get nervous, dude. It's like that's why I don't like watching scary movies, but spooky content coming to this podcast with October. With that said, are we ready to play the game?
Yes, we are.
All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Guess That G Fuel. I'm your host, Brian, and with me is Rene. All right, Rene, are we ready to guess today's G Fuel?
Yes, we are here.
So we've had about 5 different ones, right? So we've had Green Apple. We've had Phase Berry. We've had Lingonberry from Sweden. And
it was Blackberry.
Black on Blackberry. This one, again, is medium. I have enough faith that you will know this one. Okay. Yes, this is not a difficult one for you. If you don't get this,
I will...
Then eat the entire box of jelly beans.
Here, just pour it this way so it's not.
All right, here we go.
All right, I'm not going to look.
Don't look.
I got to keep my hand straight, too.
Right.
Okay.
So you have 15 seconds to guess the flavor. You still have 3 hints. Okay? So, ready, set, go.
I can't keep it out of my mouth.
5 seconds left. 4, 3.
I want to say grape again. Grape.
It's grape. Are you sure?
Yes.
Is that your final answer?
That's my final answer.
Renee?
Yeah.
You are correct.
Yes.
It is sour grape.
That's not bad. That's pretty good.
It's a good flavor?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay. All right. This one I bought not that long ago.
Okay.
And I kind of put it on the back because I'm not a fan of sour stuff.
Oh, really?
What was it? Issue 15 when I was on the...
What are you doing?
Funny, okay, guys. Here we go.
Oh, another hot one. Oh yeah. So guys, if you guys don't remember, if you guys don't know, Brian has to eat a spicy jelly bean. Now the hottest one is again what? Oh, did you get it?
No.
Oh, what'd you get?
Jalapeno. Not as bad. Not as bad.
So read off the ones again.
Sriracha jalapeno, cayenne habanero, and Carolina Reaper. From Increasing Order right there.
Yeah, that's right.
And jalapeno is the second one. So
that's not bad. So you're gonna get a little kick.
I want to see. Ew.
It's not a...
No, even habanero tasted so much better. Ooh,
really?
But this one's still spicy, though.
So it jalapeno in a candy form is not good.
It tastes like those pickled jalapenos that you get on nachos without the nacho.
Yeah, okay. I get what you mean. Ooh, really?
Yeah.
It's better. Yeah, you got to have that nacho combination and stuff with it.
Yeah, I kind of want nachos, but...
I don't want nachos.
I don't want it anymore.
All right. Thank you again for the bangs.
No, I got you, buddy.
Right here, Brian got...
Until one of them sponsors us, then we can dedicate ourselves to whichever one.
One or the other. Next thing
For now, they're both on the
sponsors us out of nowhere. It's like...
Whoa! I mean, Red Bull sponsors a lot of people. Red Bull's not that bad.
Because they give you wings.
Look, there's Mountain Dew. There's Red Bull. There's Monster. There's Rockstar. There's Bang. There's D-Fuel.
Quick little thing about Mountain Dew. So... recently, my sister and her boyfriend got a Sam's Club card.
Uh-huh.
So, naturally, I was like, okay, well, let's go to Sam's. So me and my sister went to Sam's. We went to the food court. Okay. I didn't know they have their own personal Mountain Dew flavor.
What?
Yeah. You got to be a member, though, to get it. And guess what it is? It's Mountain Dew Moonbeam, which is basically lime and berry.
Do they have the cans at Sam's Club?
No, it's only in the fountain. And I had it. It's good. It is delicious. Like, it tastes like...
I think my mom has a Sam's Club card. So I'm like,
Mom! You just drive to her house tonight?
Mom, I need this right now. No, I've had a lot. Okay, Mountain Dew is my favorite soda.
Yeah, no, that's why I told you.
I try not to drink as much of it, but I can't help it. Yeah. So it's like, now that you told me, it's because KFC even had it. And guess what? Because KFC has like an orange one. I forget what it is.
Yeah, it's like an orangey.
Yeah, not that good.
I think it's Livewire, isn't it? Or something?
No, it's something. It's like a weird name, but it's somewhere around there. But
okay.
It's not as good. But I went to go to KFC just to try out that Mountain Dew. And I'll tell you right now, controversial topic or controversial opinion, Baja Blast ain't that good. Ooh, Baja Blast is not that good.
Upsetted like a lot of people right
now. Everyone's just like, and done with this podcast. I'm out of here.
You just basically canceled us. No, I'm kidding.
It's no. Okay. Like, it's not that good of a Mountain Dew.
Did you see? There's a funny TikTok of this guy. He goes to Taco Bell. He's like, yeah, let me get a Crunchwrap Supreme, a chalupa, and then let me get a Pepsi. And the guy's like, you mean a Baja Blast, right? And he goes, no, I want a Pepsi. No, I think I'm not hearing you right. You wanted a Baja Blast.
No. Regular Mountain Dew.
Right.
If I go to Taco Bell, always regular Mountain Dew.
Always
regular. Baja Blast ain't even that good.
Really?
I just don't like it. It's like a weird, like, I get it.
I think it's the overhypiness of, like, people overselling.
See, but now you're saying that I'm not a follower, that I only hate things because they're popular.
No,
maybe, but no.
No, it's true though. I mean, that happens to anyone if you overhype stuff. I mean,
guess.
Yeah,
I guess.
But I mean, I can see why you don't like it. You know, it's not a great flavor. It's not even like my top 5 flavors of Mountain Dew. But when I do go to Taco Bell, I always get it though, because there's nowhere else I can get it. You know.
Yeah, but.
Well, except for Sam's Club, they were actually selling like a 32 can
of Baja Blast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because they actually sell the cans now.
Yeah, they sell bulk now.
Why are we talking about soda? We should be talking about nerdy stuff.
That's
look. If anyone's listening, bang, G Fuel, Mountain Dew, just. Please, we want sponsorship.
Yeah. Can you imagine our listeners are like literally like, oh, they stopped talking about Mountain Dew. Like, dang,
I actually want to know their rankings and stuff. Favorite fast food place? Taco Bell. Taco Bell is my haven.
Really?
I'll say that right now before we move on to the whole nerdy stuff that we got to talk about.
I don't think I have a favorite fast food place.
Oh, that's a lie. You do. You're American. You have to.
You know what? It would have to be you know what? It would be Taco Bell then. I don't want to say McDonald's because McDonald's is good, but I'll have a hankering for McDonald's once in a while.
I haven't eaten McDonald's in months.
Really?
Yeah, Taco Bell.
You're my dream. Eat it now, watch.
My dream. No, I do, but only their breakfast.
That's
Mountain
true.
Dew, I want to go to the Mountain Dew Food Lab, or not the Mountain Dew Food Lab, the Taco Bell Food Lab.
Oh yeah, me too.
That's like that's where I want to like go. My church. You know, that's where I want to design some stuff. Crunchwrap Supreme, the best item that they've had.
Ooh, I'm a cheesy gordita crunch guy.
That's fine. It's just the Crunchwrap Supreme is the like cornerstone of Taco Bell at this point.
That's true. That's
yeah,
like
it's like the thing.
Point.
Yeah, my girlfriend has never had a Crunchwrap Supreme, and when I showed her that one, she's just like, and she's like falling in love with it. She's just like, what's the hype about the Crunchwrap Supreme? It's just like a weird little like
hype.
It's like I don't get what it is, and I'm just like, oh,
delicious.
Trust me, it's like a burrito and a taco had a baby, and that's what it is.
Yeah, and they just pressed it down. It's like,
can we talk about the nerdy stuff?
Let's talk about the
Renee, on this Thursday, October 1st, what do we have to talk about today?
So today we're going to talk about, the first thing we're going to talk about is actually the issue 2 of Batman 3 Jokers.
Ooh.
Then we're also going to discuss the new Spider-Man is it going to be on the PS4
the
or
PlayStation
PS5?
5 remaster.
Okay, the remastered of Spider-Man of the PS4 Spider-Man, but it's going to be on the PlayStation 5. Now that's been getting a lot of controversy because of how the way they completely redesigned Peter Parker. Now they're not getting rid of the voice actor.
No,
it's just basically it's the still same motion caption, just basically a new face.
Yes. And there's a reason why. I know, like I feel like I know why they do it.
And I think I know why too. And then we're also going to talk about the newly announced, they literally announced this today, that Jamie Foxx is entering the MCU, but reprising his role from the Amazing Spider-Man. Brian's face right now, guys, is like Jamie Foxx is reprising his role from Sony's Amazing Spider-Man 2 of Electro, guys.
So Renee sent me that. I think I already saw that piece of news before you sent it to me. But when I saw that, if you ever seen the episode of Parks and Rec where Ron Swanson's just kind of at his desk going like a starry eye like that, that was me.
Yeah.
I just literally looked at the piece of news and went like, okay.
This is fine.
Right. But I have my own take on that. Marvel coming in with this news, like they were sleeping and now they're just kind of like DC's, coming in.
You know what? DC fandom was just like that took a lot out of DC.
No, DC's still ahead.
DC's still ahead right now.
DC's still far ahead.
We'll see.
No, no. They're still ahead. Marvel's got like DC's all the way. Like it was a cross country race. Yeah. Mm-hmm. DC's in Vegas. Marvel just left like
California,
Santa Monica.
Okay, Santa Monica.
They barely left.
Dang, that far.
They're far behind. But if we're gonna start with the three Jokers,
yes,
that's pretty much a pretty hefty comic and topic to talk about.
Yeah.
So that was issue, if I can recall, it was like 4 issues ago where we talked about the first one. Yeah. You remember which one it was?
No, actually.
Anyways, in the previous,
you know what? It would be 4 issues because it came out a month ago.
Okay, so if you guys have not listened to that issue where we talked about the first issue of Three Jokers,
we'll put the link down below.
Yes,
in case you guys want to know our thoughts. For our new listeners that wanted to know our thoughts about issue 1,
issue 13,
issue 13. Go ahead, go back onto either Spotify or Podbeam or YouTube, whatever you guys are listening at. Look for issue 13. That's when we talked about issue 1 of the Three Jokers, which was really a good, strong issue.
We talked pretty good about it.
Little summary. We liked it. It was a strong issue. We enjoyed it. We were really looking forward to issue 2 coming out.
Yes. Renee, can you give us a quick recap on issue 1 before we talk about issue 2?
So basically, issue 1, what happens is that it's known that both Batman, Batgirl, and Red Hood, that there are 3 different Jokers attacking Gotham City all at once. Now we don't know. Now they didn't know if it's just copycats or if it's like Joker behind it's something else, or if it's like actually people being the Joker and stuff like that. But we find out that there actually is three legitimate Jokers over the years.
Yes,
and that they have attacked parts of Gotham that are significant to each character: Batgirl, Red Hood, and Batman.
Now I'm gonna say this: there are 3. I would say there's been a lot of major points in the Batman history, but there are 3 very significant points that are detailed in this story.
Yeah.
The first one was the death of Jason Todd, which was one of the Robins. This Joker basically beat him to death with a crowbar, left him to die.
They have said that Joker is the clown Joker,
and that was what arc was that?
Death in a Family.
Death in a Family.
Death in a Family.
Okay, so if you guys want to go back and look at those issues, we're giving you guys the ones to look for. They're pretty much in trade already, and I know that they've also made animated movies of them.
Yeah, Batman Under the Red Hood, and then they're also coming out with Batman Under the Red Hood, but it's going to be an interactive movie.
Yes, so it's going to be a completely different one, but Under the Red Hood is a good one. I would recommend it if you guys don't want to read the books. It's actually a very close copycat of the actual arc in the comic books, so it's not bad, but that will give you the story of Red Hood and how he was developed after he basically died. The Robin died and became the Red Hood. Then there's Barbara Gordon's interaction with the Joker,
which would have been the comedian Joker,
and that was in what arc?
The Killing Joke.
Okay. And that one pretty much handicapped Barbara after she got shot in the back. The back. No, it wasn't like her stomach, but it basically hit her spine.
Yeah, hit her spine.
And it was alluded that there was
other stuff that happened.
Exactly, between her and the Joker, and it was a very controversial arc. Yeah, actually, there were a lot of problems.
It's still
with
very controversial of what Joker did exactly. People said that it's been implied that he did acts to her or did not do acts to her. Now. But other than that, that was the most controversial one. Yeah,
good arc, comic book wise. Animated movie, I would say skip. It's not a 1-to-1 representation of it. Yeah, if anything,
because the Killing Joke graphic novel, or if you get the little graphic novel, it's not a big story. It's super short. It was meant for a one shot, and was actually not meant to be canon. until the reviews came in and it was actually really good, and then DC made it canon.
Yeah. So if you can find the trade for it, I would say read it rather than watch it.
Yeah, the animated, I mean, I didn't mind it. It's just like there's like a half an hour of like a Batgirl story that basically gets you into the Batgirl character to make you understand what. It's just, you know, like when the act happens to her, you're like, what? You're like really like, oh, okay.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
So that one is The Killing Joke, and then the last Joker that is showcased in the three Jokers is the one that is tied closest to Batman.
Yeah,
which we still kind of don't understand how his connection is.
So it's his connection is supposed to be he's the criminal Joker, they said, and he's also supposed to be quote unquote the first Joker,
the original one, the one that
appeared in like the late in like the early years of Batman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's the one that fell in the vat.
Yeah.
And became who he is.
Yeah.
Now, are you 100% certain that the criminal is Batman, is tied to the Batman, the comedian is tied to
Barbara,
and
the clown is tied to Joker? I mean, Red Hood. But they kind of they switch it up in this one.
Okay.
In this one, they kind of like not switch it up per se, but in this one, you find out that each Joker knows specific details on each Joker on their different acts.
Now, before we jump into this and talk about the issue, spoiler warning, if you have not read this, I would recommend going and finding this comic book or at least trying to get a summary. If you guys don't mind the spoilers, we can give you a quick summary of the issue. If not, I would highly recommend going to a YouTube channel called The Variant.
The Variant? I like Comic Island.
Comic Island's a good one as well. They can give you kind of like detailed summaries.
Yeah, they give you summaries on what happens.
Yes. We're just going to give our discussion, our viewpoints on the actual book and our thoughts behind it, pretty much where we feel like it'll lead. But if you want a quick summary on that, visit those channels. If not, you want to read it, find it.
And then come back to us.
They come back to us
come back to this podcast 27 minutes in.
All right, so let's just jump straight into this. Joker, the three Jokers. So pretty much this issue with which one was it? The clown?
The clown one died.
Yes.
And then what's left is the comedian and the criminal.
Okay, so what did you think of this issue?
I actually didn't mind it as much. Not a lot happened, but as of like Joker wise, not a lot happened. But I did like the progression of both Barbara and Jason in this one. I did like that they got closer, but they got a little too close as well too.
It was kind of weird, right?
It was awkward, and if you guys don't know what I mean, it's spoilers. Basically what happens is that Red Hood goes off and basically tries to take on the rest of the Jokers on his own. He finds a place that they're trying to hide out the toxic chemicals that they stole. You find out it's at abandoned public pool, and they basically filled it up and threw just random people inside of it, and they all have been Jokerized and stuff. Next thing you know, Jason Todd gets ambushed by both of the Jokers, get tied up, and basically which I loved the Jokers when they put back on his helmet, they like etched a smile into it, which made it look really cool. I was like, oh man, if someone makes that in real life, I'd be super happy about that. And basically they are not confessing to Jason, but they are just telling him like, oh, we had a plan for you, but the way you are now, it wouldn't have worked out. Basically their initial idea was to make Jason the next Joker.
Yes.
And which was amazing. I was like, oh my God.
They're revealing a lot of stuff that if you kind of paid attention to the arcs in which they were affected in, like it starts to make sense why certain actions were done.
So far, you would have to be basically a hardcore Batman fan to understand these references and these stuff that they're talking about. Yeah. One being in particular is later on in the comic spoilers is Joe Chill. Yeah. If you don't know who Joe Chill is, that's a significant Batman character.
The man who basically killed Martha and Thomas.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to the Red Hood, like one of the questions that most people kind of really don't think about, in my opinion, is why does Robin, after dying, become the Red Hood and take on the name of basically one of the Joker's aliases, like the early Joker's. And this explains it pretty much. It's like,
it was referenced in the first issue. But Jason never said anything about it.
No.
He was just kind of getting more pissed off at it.
But even when Jason explains why he did it, he doesn't sound confident in it. He's just like, it's a joke. Like, I took the name as a joke to basically come after you.
Yeah.
as a reminder. And it felt like
he was just kind of like basically blowing steam up Joker's ass.
And the Joker basically said, yeah, right. You just did it because you wanted to become one of us in a way, right?
Yeah.
And so this kind of confirms that there's more damage done. And there was an interaction between Barbara and Batman, or Barbara Bruce.
Barbara and Bruce.
Where they were kind of discussing like why it was that Bruce left Jason Todd.
Which was really good. I love that dialogue.
Yes. Yeah. Now, we were talking off mic beforehand because I was reading this issue before we were...
right before.
Right before. And I said, I really love their interaction. What I meant by that was, a lot of the times you see certain characters in comic books refer to one another either by their secret identities or by their superhero names.
Yeah.
And you really don't put much thought into it, right?
Yeah.
But what I like so much about this one is that when Batman and Batgirl are together and they're just kind of like working, they call each other Batman and Batgirl.
Yeah.
But when it became a serious issue, like the discussion of Jason Todd.
He's caught on to that, right?
Yeah, it's like Bruce, Barbara, Bruce. And I'm just like, wow. So the fact that they're using their actual names, like that in itself requires a lot more thought in writing.
Yeah.
Because now you're starting to become sympathetic of the actual stuff that's going on.
And you do. You really do. Yeah. Because when Jason gets ambushed by the Jokers in this one, they basically reveal that they were thinking about making him being Joker, but they decide against it and just basically again beat him again.
Exactly.
And that basically brings up a lot of things with Jason after he's done. They don't kill him. They just basically leave him alive.
They leave a message to the other two remaining Bat family members, right? And so it's like there's a lot more symbolism. I think that this was, and I said this before and off mic as well, I preferred the first issue over this one.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's not to say that this was a bad issue. It's more to say that this is a more sympathetic issue.
Yeah, I kind of expected that to happen in a second issue, but I didn't expect to have an impact of Jason Todd's character as a growth, as him growing.
Do you count that as a growth?
Because he's more. What happened was so ever since Jason Todd came back to life, and that, whenever he has to do something with the Bat family, he's the outcast because of, his ways of doing stuff. He uses a gun, he shoots people, he injures them really bad. He does sometimes kill people or intentionally try to kill people. So he's kind of really, again, he's the outcast of the Bat family, but they still work together. In this one, Barbara really tries to understand him and understands why when he had that emotional breakdown. Because in the beginning of this issue, she wanted to take care of Red Hood. She wanted to arrest Jason Todd,
basically to pull him away from everything.
Yeah.
You didn't mention this. The line where Barbara tells Bruce, "Why is it that you were not there for him when he came back?" Yeah. And there was that silence. And afterwards, Bruce responded, "Because I was hoping that he'd be more like you." And it doesn't really hit you until you make the connection that when Barbara got handicapped, she didn't need the help of Bruce or anyone else to then essentially become
came back
who
on
she
her
is.
own terms. Yeah.
She was strong-willed. She had the bravery to come back and continue the work as Batgirl. And she didn't let something like, not being able to walk stop her from being even stronger now. Yeah. Whereas Jason Todd died, came back because of the Lazarus Pit, and then let his entire traumatic mental trauma basically be the define who he is now, essentially. Yeah. And I think that kind of faith is what allowed Bruce to just kind of be away for a bit and say, like, you know what, if Barbara can grow from this, then I feel like Jason Todd can eventually get to that path. Yeah, because there was always that thought of, how come Bruce never really took Jason Todd in after he came back to life. And because he already knew that he was basically kind of far gone. Yeah. He was far gone, and there was nothing that Bruce could do to change that. Yeah. But he still accepted him in the Bat family and stuff like that, which was really good. But you see it through Barbara's eyes in this one that, he still is traumatized from it. And that you see that when they find him in the abandoned pool area, I guess, or the abandoned pool, and he's in the room just beaten and bloody,
and he just has a full breakdown, like a full mental breakdown.
Why did you leave me, Bruce?
Yeah.
Why did you do this?
It all comes out because it resurfaces when he was being beaten to death with the crowbar.
Yeah.
You know.
I enjoyed that interaction because you can still tell that Bruce still feels for a lot of his former proteges, I guess you can say.
Oh yeah, he still cares for everyone.
He still cares for them, but it's kind of difficult. Like from an outside perspective, if you just look at Batman as Batman, okay, he moves from Robin to Robin, and you don't pay much attention to it. But when you look at his interactions between every single Robin, you know, from Nightwing to Red Robin to his existing Robin right now to
Red
Hood,
Batgirl and stuff.
Yeah, it's like he shows harsh love, but it's because he doesn't want to put them in danger, or he believes that they can be better than what he
trusts
is.
them. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like blind trust, I guess you could say.
Yeah,
you know?
he has a lot of faith in his so-called, you know, basically his sons, you know. Like those are his sons. He has faith in them that they will do better than him.
Yeah.
And it's true.
So this issue is pretty much an excellent setup, and I can't wait for issue 3.
Yeah, I think that's why this issue is the way it is, because it's like that bridge between the beginning and then the full fallout of it as well too. Because I feel like issue 3 is going to be a huge some big's going to go down.
What's the ending of this issue?
Basically, this ends with the remaining 2 Jokers going into, was it Arkham or is it Blackgate?
Blackgate.
They go into Blackgate, and mind you, Joe Chill I'm still shocked that he's still around. And Joe Chill basically has cancer in this one. He's terminal cancer. I think it was lung cancer, they said, or brain cancer. No, it's brain cancer. He has tumors in his brains and stuff.
So he's got a couple weeks to live.
Yes, he has a couple weeks to live. So this ends with basically the remaining Jokers kidnapping Joe Chill, recording him, and asking him why did he target Thomas and Martha Wayne.
Bam, end right there.
Right.
Now, let's talk about this real quick.
Yeah.
Now, do you believe that issue 3 will reveal an actual reason for Thomas and Martha Wayne's death? Because this is an actual canon issue. This is a canon arc.
This is a canon arc.
We're going back in time with this because the current run of Batman is still going. This is far ahead of what's going on over here.
I think what Jeff Johns is doing is that he is leading readers on, which he has. He's been doing that. And I think it's basically that I feel, this is how I feel about the Jokers. I think the Jokers want an explanation on why.
But do you think it's going to be an actual explanation?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
That's where I'm hoping. You know?
Yeah.
I think the Jokers want an explanation, but I think in the long run, it's just going to be Joe Chill saying, I just basically, you know.
They were rich and I wanted money.
Yeah. That was it.
Now, I personally like that aspect. I don't want to know, and I hope that there isn't an actual reason for their deaths.
Yeah, I mean, there's been retelling of how their deaths happen in Batman Earth 1. You find out that's also written by Jeff Johns as well too, but it's a different world, you know, parallel universes and stuff. That in that world, Thomas Wayne was running for mayor against Oswald Cobblepot. And then you find out that, you know, his parents, Bruce Wayne's parents, died in the same way. They're going to go to the theater. They died in Crime Alley, but you find out that it was a political, you know, involvement.
It was politically motivated.
Yeah, Penguin hired Joe Chill to kill the Waynes.
Yeah. Now, the reason why I don't want an explanation is kind of the same reason why I don't want Joker or Jokers to have an identity.
Yeah.
It's not about who is the Joker.
Yeah.
It's about what the Joker is. At least this is my take on it.
No. I totally know what you mean, because what made Batman great was that it was just a violent act that happened to him.
Bingo. That's what it is.
Yeah.
The event itself allowed Batman to form. If there was a reason behind it. Now kind of thinking about it, if Jeff Johns were to give an actual reason for Martha and Thomas Wayne's, you know, death, it could potentially change Batman as a whole.
That's the thing,
because it's he became Batman to essentially stop crime and clean up Gotham. You know, that's like a minor detail to why he became Batman, but it is his foundation essentially. You know, to then say, hey, Martha and Thomas died because reason could potentially alter Batman's mentality. Now, what's to say that Geoff Johns adds a reason that potentially haunts Bruce down the line, but it turns out to be a fake reason?
That wouldn't be too. Then I wouldn't be totally mad, unless he explains it really well, or if he makes it to the point where it's like a series of coincidences that led up to it. Then that's fine. But to have a solidated like reason why the Waynes are dead, that they were that Joe Chill was either hired or he had a secret motive and stuff like that. Again, you're changing up decades of writing of writing and stuff, which and when it comes to that, I don't like that. I mean, again, when
Scott Snyder's Batman, he tried he I shouldn't say tried, he did implicate that a bit with the Court of Owls. But the Court of Owls, it was because Bruce Wayne heard of the Court of Owls, and always it was like a myth or like a folk tale, and he's always and when he was young, he thought that the Court of Owls were the ones that killed his parents. So he did investigating, and then nothing led to it, and that was it. And then you find out, like, no, that's true. Like, the Court of Owls had nothing to do with your parents, but he did have like a blood brother apparently and stuff like that. And that ended up being a Talon and stuff like that. So, I think because like you find out that Thomas Wayne had a bastard child or something like that. I see.
Yeah. I think that's what happened. I don't know.
So it'd be interesting to kind of see maybe the Joker take on in issue 3 a fake reason as to why Thomas and Martha died to just kind of mess with Batman, because that's true. The one issue that kind of comes to mind is I think it's Death of a Family is
the Death of a Family is the one with Scott Snyder one, right?
Is the Scott Snyder one? Yeah. Okay, so that one is the one where basically the ending scenes or the ending panels to that one is Joker and Batman fighting by a Lazarus pit, which
that's Endgame. That's Endgame.
Oh, that's Endgame. Okay,
yeah,
excuse me.
Yeah.
So, but it was right after that one, right?
Yeah,
it was like right after. But that scene where they're fighting by the Lazarus pit, and it's like the pit that basically brings Joker back constantly and haunts him. The line that I'll never forget is, one cannot exist without the other. So even if you're alive, I will continuously try to come back, and I will be there, and this will never end. And so Batman basically accepts, fine, if this is the case, then we both die. And he essentially commits, suicide to then take Joker with him. Yeah. Because one cannot live without the other.
Yeah, they both cancel each other out.
Exactly. So it kind of reminds me in that sense where it's like, maybe this message that the Joker is trying to get out of Joe Chill will kind of make Batman do a drastic decision in this way. Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see how issue 3 goes into it. Maybe we get a good explanation that turns out to be fake, or Geoff Johns says, yeah, this is an actual reason as to why Thomas and Martha died.
Better be a good reason.
Because like you said, it could alter the writing for future Batman, or it could negate a lot of, Batman writing. Yeah. Scott Snyder's especially, I think. Yeah. So it'd be interesting. So we'll see. When does issue 3 come out?
It should be coming out the end of October, so the end of this month. Issue 3 will come out. So we'll have a finale, guys, on that. I'm sad that it's only 3 issues.
No, it's good, because I feel like if you stretch it out, Doom's Clock, or what's that?
Doomsday Clock.
Doomsday Clock.
Oh yeah, 12 issues of that, but that was stretched out to 2.5 years.
Yeah. So do you really want that?
No, I don't.
Exactly. Better this than to have something like that. That's true. Where we actually get it done and over with and get satisfied with the ending. Hopefully a good ending. Good ending. But yeah, recommend this. If you have not picked issue 1, try to find it. Issue 2 is out. It's been out since Tuesday of last week if you're listening to this on October.
Yeah, so here at Undercity, we still have plenty of copies, guys.
Yes.
So if you want to come down here and pick up your copy, go ahead.
Highly, highly, highly recommend 3 Jokers. Rene and I both put our stamp of approval. Yes. Keeping Up with the Nerd, stamp of approval for this one. Right there. Yeah. All right. Now with that said, 3 Jokers is out of the way.
Yes.
Should we move on to the Spider-Man news?
The Spooderman.
Spooderman. Marvel coming in hot with some news.
I know.
And I know that they're both different, but I feel like we can combine these two because one is a little bit, it's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, it's not that big of a deal. Wait, what depends on, because I don't like the game one, but you don't like the movie one. Okay, so let's get into
this. All right, so let's go with the remaster. Okay, let's go with the controversial, quote unquote controversial redesign of Peter Parker.
I'm kidding, but
So it was announced a couple weeks ago on a Sony press, or not Sony, a Sony event, basically, with the PlayStation 5, that Miles Morales was going to be released at the holidays, and that Spider-Man, the 2008 video game for the PlayStation 4, was going to get a remaster to be released on PlayStation 5.
So, yeah.
Enhanced graphics, looks beautiful, and they're going to include the Amazing Spider-Man costume.
Ooh.
Yeah, so the Spider-Man in 2018 actually had Sam Raimi's costume, and that was a big deal for everyone.
Everyone was loving that.
Yeah. I personally use Ben Reilly's Scarlet Spider costume. Yeah. I love that costume. I don't. People always question, like, why do you like that one? It's so weird. It's like a ripped up hoodie, because it's dope, dude. Also, what is it? What's the issue called? The Arc, the Clone Saga or whatever.
The Clone Saga, yeah.
It's the Clone Saga.
Clone Saga.
Great saga. After Peter Parker dies and Ben Reilly tries to figure out like
who
why.
He is. Yeah, that's the thing. He doesn't know. I think that was one of the coolest things about Ben Reilly, is that when he came to be, he was originally, supposed to be replacing Peter Parker and stuff like that. But then it was like a really mix up that was like, wait, but then the original Peter Parker might not be Peter Parker. And it's like, wait, so is Ben Reilly the real Peter Parker, or is he the clone Peter Parker? And then he just basically was like, no, I'm Ben Reilly.
Yeah, he creates his own identity, which is pretty cool. I like the costume. Regardless of it, though, this new remaster is going to have the Amazing Spider-Man version of the costume, the movie.
That was like the biggest question mark, because I was like, okay, you have the Sam Raimi one, and then you have the Tom Holland one, or the MCU Spider-Man. But I'm like, why are they completely forgetting about Amazing Spider-Man
Because
costume?
I think at the time it wasn't good enough, because when did the Amazing Spider-Man 2 come out? It came out like in 2016, 2015? Somewhere around
15
there.
or 16,
Yeah, so I feel, because they included a lot of costumes. They had the negative costume. They had the Mark III, I want to say.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of, they had the Incredible, or the Amazing Bagman costume, where he was in the Fantastic Four and the lunch bag over his head.
Or if you unlock it, you can have him basically in his mask and then in his underwear.
You can do that.
That was fun to do.
The Punk Spider-Man. Like, there's all these different costumes. Yeah. But like I said, mine is the Ben Reilly one. So I think that this inclusion of it is just kind of like to say, oh yeah, we didn't forget about this one. There's still a lot of different Spider-Man costumes you could use.
There's so many costumes that they haven't touched yet.
So the controversy behind this is that they redesigned Peter Parker's look for this remaster. And we're not talking about a minor redesign where they altered like the texture of the skin. No.
That's the thing.
This guy got full-on plastic surgery.
They basically was like, oh yeah, just take the face. They like faced off it, like the movie Face Off.
Yeah, they did.
They completely changed Peter Parker. Which, okay, so what did you think? Okay, originally the original Peter Parker look.
I didn't mind it. It looked good.
He looked like a Peter Parker.
Yeah,
he looked like a Peter Parker. So for me, it was when you see it, he has like big eyes, like a darker brown hair and stuff like that.
He looks like Tom Holland.
Yeah,
he does. Now here's the thing. I don't mind the redesign, because in comic books we get that all the time. When a famous actor, or when an actor portrays a character and it's popular, they have to redesign him. So Tony Stark in the comic books looks like Robert Downey Jr. And Captain America looks like
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, thank you. The only one I don't think doesn't look like his actual actor is Thor. In the comic books,
Thor's always they basically make it look like a big dude with like a beard. And
yeah,
stuff
basically,
like
but pretty much they do it because most of the people that are coming in to read these books want to recognize these characters on the dot. And I think the Avengers video game by Square Enix, they actually got hit with that because a lot of these characters did not look like their movie counterparts.
No, yeah, that's what a lot of people didn't like. But at the same time, you're
not going to pay millions of dollars just to have the image of these people. Just redesign them and make them look a little bit different.
Yeah, that's why it's like when the Spider-Man game came out, I was expecting them. I didn't expect them to look like any sort of specific actor. Which in this one, it was like you can tell that they kind of did a mixture of everything. You have like Tobey Maguire in the PS4 Spider-Man. You have Tobey Maguire's eyes almost in a way because they're like big and round. They kind of had like how Andrew Garfield's hair is. It's kind of up, like almost like a pompadour in a way.
It's because this Spider-Man is after college.
Yeah.
It's like I think he has like his master's degree or something like that, but he's like working in an internship with with Doc Ock, basically.
Doc Ock, yeah.
Dr. Octavius. Excuse me, I was like, Doc Ock. Yeah, Dr. Octavius. So he's still young, but you can tell that there's like these...
He's been Spider-Man for a while.
Now, this one, he looks way younger.
That's what I was like... it was funny because when they showed the new one, I was like, they shed like 5-6 years off of him.
Yeah.
He looks like he's just freshly out of high school.
He does.
And I'm just like, and I'm not buying it. That's the thing. And this is like the voice is the same.
The voice sounds older than the way he looks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really weird to me watching the footage of it going. And now that's the thing too, is that I'm thinking, if this is how Peter Parker is going to look, that's how he's going to look in the second game then.
I think that's why they wanted to do it. They wanted to recycle or redo the whole thing to basically put him in this new one.
Yeah, he could look like that in Miles Morales too. That's the thing. We don't know that. But Miles Morales got a bit of a redesign too, but not to the point of that drastic though.
No, this is literally shaving off a couple years afterwards. The reason I said that it doesn't bother me is because I've seen it all the time in comic books, so why is it going to bother me in a video game? Plus, those cutscenes are super short.
Well, they do that in Resident Evil then too. In Resident Evil games, they always change up how the characters look.
Yeah, every so often. Yeah. So I think that it's kind of a big deal for a lot of people and controversial because they appreciated the look of the Spider-Man in the 2018 version.
Yeah,
and to have him change,
it was nice.
It was a good design for him. He looked. They just look good.
Yeah.
But it's a redesign. Like, what is the game going to be bad because of redesign? No, the game is fantastic.
The game's still going to be good.
Yeah.
I think I don't know. That's the thing. So it's been getting a lot of backlash. So do you think that it will entice Sony to maybe go back?
No. No.
Do you think it will at all or no?
No. Why would they? They already did it. So why are they going to go back to the original assets? There's no reason for it. And here's the thing. They're not planning on reselling massive amount of remastered copies of Spider-Man. Yeah. Spider-Man already sold a lot. This is essentially coming free if you buy like the upgraded version of Miles Morales.
That's true.
I think you can buy it for like $20 afterwards as a standalone. But those copies, the game came out 2 years ago. You really going to spend $20 if you have the PlayStation 4 copy? No, so it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, this is just a redesign for when Miles Morales comes out. If he makes an appearance there, that's how he's going to look. And for the second game as well.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
I also think that texture-wise, that old design of Peter Parker probably wouldn't have looked in an upgraded version more enhanced version of it. Because this is running on a PlayStation 4 engine. You know, and now that the PlayStation 5 is probably going to have a lot better graphics and stuff like that. The graphics on this new remaster look pretty damn good.
No, they did. Like that, Peter Parker aside, the way that Otto looked in the new remastered looked really good.
Yeah.
I was like, wow.
So I think that it's just there. Like, if this gets backlash, cool. Like, go ahead and cry and complain.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're not going to play the remastered, you're definitely going to play the Miles Morales game.
Yeah.
And that's where the money's going to come from. You know, and please, tell me, are you not going to buy the second one?
That's true. Yeah.
You're not going to, you don't care.
No, I don't care at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I'm just going to play the game.
Exactly. You're probably going to spend the $60 on it.
So that's probably, that's probably why they did the redesign in the remastered, because that's how he's going to look starting in Miles Morales.
Yes.
And then continuing on to
Smart
Spider-Man.
Decision to essentially have the backlash happen now and not let it affect it when the second one comes out.
So that wouldn't really take on the review of the game.
Bingo.
Dang! Wow, that just kind of exploded in my head right now.
Thank you, Bang, for helping me think about this. No, but it's true. Think about it. Like, you just get the backlash over and done with, and if you still have complainers when the second one comes out,
they're already used
you
to it.
look
by
at them
then.
and go like, "Shut up!
Yeah,
play the damn game.
Just play the game.
Yeah.
We already complained about it."
Oh, you're gonna look at sure. You're gonna look at Peter Parker. Okay, so you're one of those people.
Yeah.
No, you're playing the game. You're playing as Spider-Man. He's in the mask most of the time, anyways.
Stop simping. Stop simping over the new model.
September may be over, but you carry it over to October. In other Spider-Man news, the one that basically was like, okay, because we're on opposite spectrums here. I think we might be on opposite spectrums on this one as well. I
think so, yeah.
What's the time on this one right
54
now?
54 minutes.
54. We got time. We got time.
Well,
let's discuss Jamie Foxx coming back to Spider-Man 3. Why?
Why not?
What do you mean? Okay, so let's start with this. Okay. Amazing Spider-Man 2. Was it a good movie? Wrong answer. It's not.
No, okay. I'm always on the fence when it comes to Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man series. Because when I first initially watched it, the first one wasn't bad. I just didn't like the costume.
Also the skateboarding scene.
Yes.
You're like, oh, God.
Yeah. Emma Stone was great as Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, she's pretty good.
Her.
Yeah, she's pleasant.
Yeah, she's hot. And
That's not Gwen. That's not Gwen Stacy's like
hot in the
agenda.
comic books.
She's the nerd, all right?
A hot nerd. Listen, Peter Parker, he was a nerd, but when he got bitten by a spider, you know he's a good-looking dude.
Yeah,
he's getting Mary Jane. He's getting Gwen Stacy, Felicia. Felicia.
Black Cat, right?
So he's getting them girls.
Yeah. Okay. So Emma Stone. Okay, Emma Stone as Gwen Stacy.
Okay, Emma Stone's Gwen Stacy was great. She played it really well. I love that the way they did with the lizard. Even though I love the way they try to do with it.
Sure.
Because it was a good first try, but I didn't mind. He was basically a villain. Trying to turn everyone into lizards. And stuff like that.
He was just misled. He's always been misled.
He's always been misled.
Yeah.
The thing is that every time they do a Spider-Man movie, it's always off of the last franchise they were gonna do like in the Spider-Man 4, the lizard was supposed to be in Spider-Man 4.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh no, we'll cancel reboot, but we'll have the lizard come in the new movie. Same thing with the Amazing Spider-Man and then the Tom Holland one. It was like, oh yeah, in the next movie we're supposed to have like Vulture and stuff and Shocker. Well, we'll do that in the MCU one. The villains carry over, and it's like, oh man, because they have an original idea and stuff like that. But overall, the lizard, I liked the first try of it. I like the actor they got for the lizard. Overall, I did like how basically they tried to stay true to events in the Spider-Man comic books with Captain Gwen Stacy dying and stuff.
Oh, that scene made me cry,
right?
dude, to see it visually.
Good.
Okay, that's like, okay, look, let me put it this way.
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx was the second best thing to come out of the Amazing Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
That's basically a low bar.
Yeah.
The first thing was Gwen Stacy's death because you actually it's different to read it.
Yeah.
And to see it.
So if Spider-Man fans, when we saw that it was Gwen Stacy in the new Spider-Man series, we know her fate. So we don't know when it was going to happen though.
Yeah.
And I didn't think it was going to happen in the Amazing
And
Spider-Man 2. And to see it, so brutal.
Yeah.
The way, because it happens, that's the same way it happens in the comic books.
Yeah. It wasn't at the clock tower though. It was on a bridge.
it was on a bridge, and it was still Green Goblin and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it was actually Norman Osborn, I think, or was it Harry?
It was Norman.
Was it Norman?
I think no.
I think it was Harry.
Dude, this is so far back.
It's way far back.
Yeah.
Guys, let us know down below, or just comment, or
private, or tweet us, or
or privately message us.
Yeah, it's not rebel.
No, he doesn't like Spider-Man though. That's the thing.
He knows,
he does. He knows.
but he knows. We can look this up.
How
afterwards.
does he do that?
Google. Just like us, we Google this stuff afterwards.
He
if we're
knows
wrong.
things that he hates as well too.
Yeah, I mean, so do I.
Yeah.
I study things that like my enemies and stuff, so I can know better and take them down afterwards.
You got nemesis?
I got nemesises.
Oh yeah, I was gonna mention something. Actually. I'm not gonna mention on the show. Maybe not.
But like going back to this thing, it's like the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Look, I'll say it this.
Yeah.
I defended Amazing Spider-Man because it was the most recent Spider-Man movies.
Because you knew that was the movies we were gonna get.
Exactly.
There's
and
no
then,
going back at
no,
this
no,
point.
No. And then I was like, okay, I gotta stick it out. Like I hate them, but like, okay, I gotta defend them.
I gotta defend. That's my boy.
That's my boy, man.
That's like me if I was how I am now. If the Joel Schumacher Batman movies were coming out.
They're good, all right?
They're good.
Look, I'll also say this. When I went to go watch Amazing Spider-Man 2, I was high out of my mind because I actually
you're admitting to this.
I am admitting to this. I was on painkillers because I actually got hit by a car that day. I got hit by.
You can't just say that on the show and not let the listeners be like, "Brian got hit by a car."
What? I was riding my bike home from work.
Yeah.
And a car hit the front tire, and I flew over the hood and pretty much like scratched
Did you
up.
roll on top of the car?
No, I flew over, and the only reason why I don't have head damage, thank God, because I wasn't wearing a helmet, was my backpack actually covered the back of my head as I landed.
Oh, wait, were you wearing a helmet?
No, at the time I wasn't, but now I'm an
my
adult, so I know better. But basically, like I was in massive pain, and my mom wasn't going to take me to the hospital because it was only scratches and stuff like that. So she just gave me
were you coming to the store during this time?
No, I was working at another place. This was like years ago. This is before I think Undercity was around, or it might have been.
Oh, you know what? I think this was before we opened this location. Exactly. We had an older location.
Yeah.
Okay.
So and my mom was like, here, just take these painkillers, and they were like super it was like a super high dosage of painkiller. So I remember
it's in 3D. No, it's not, Brian.
It's not. But I enjoyed it for the time being. But yeah, I think that may have been part of it. I don't know, because I've only seen Amazing Spider-Man twice. once then. And
since it's been
out, and I'm not gonna watch it again. There's
I've
no
seen
point.
that movie like multiple times.
Nope, I'm not going. I got Homecoming now, and
I have a friend that owns different copies of Amazing Spider-Man 2. He goes to Frank and Sons and sees like a different collector's edition and ends up buying it.
Why? They're not even that good.
Oh, it's funny. He has like multiple copies. It's funny.
Hey, to each his own, to each their own, But now that Far From Home and Homecoming are out, like I'm gonna defend these ones instead. Screw Amazing Spider-Man.
That's true. Okay, so I think I will agree. Amazing Spider-Man 2, or the Amazing Spider-Man franchise, it was a big cluster F.
Yes.
So, but I did like Jamie Foxx as Electro because I like Jamie Foxx as an actor. I think he's really good.
Baby Driver.
Yeah, I loved him in Baby Driver.
Yeah.
See, that's why he plays a villain so well.
Yeah,
and that's why I'm super excited. Why they haven't done anything yet, but I'm super excited. He's cast as Spawn too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, if you guys didn't remember, guys, if you guys forgot, Jamie Foxx is Spawn.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But they haven't done anything about it yet because of everything.
Yeah. Well, okay. So Jamie Foxx is a good actor.
Yeah.
We know this, that he could portray a villain well enough.
Yeah.
To have him return as Electro, the reason I kind of look at this and go like, is because he's coming from Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
Now, I was talking to my girlfriend about this before coming to recording, and I said there's one of two reasons why I believe that this actually happened. Because it's weird, right? Yeah. Should I give you the easy answer, or should I give you the one that kind of is more a little okay, I can see it happening.
Yeah, so the second
one.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we'll go for the easy answer. So I feel like one of the reasons why is because of what you and I were sharing, that Jamie Foxx is a good actor. So when that comes to mind, if they were going to bring Electro back into the franchise, why not bring back a character? J. Jonah Jameson.
They already did that, yeah.
In Far From Home.
Far From Home, yeah.
Now, that confused a lot of people because what's his name? The actor that plays
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons. He was a fantastic J. Jonah Jameson.
That's the thing. You can't picture J. Jonah Jameson now and not think of J.K. Simmons from the Sam Raimi franchise.
I need those Spider-Man pictures right now.
And then he's like, Winston. And then like his Sam Raimi's brother's like, yeah, boss. Just comes in. Okay, if like all aside, the J. Jonah Jameson bits in the Sam Raimi. Okay, I will admit I'll probably lose a lot of people right now as well too. I don't really care for the Sam Raimi Spider-Man franchise.
That's fine.
I like them, but I don't think that's like the pivoted Spider-Man movies.
They were the first Spider-Man movies.
I think that's why people are so partial to it. It was the first introduction. They were great movies, but I think they could have been a lot better. Like,
I'll say this, in Spider-Man 2 is my favorite one out of the three of the Sam Raimi movies. Spider-Man 1 and then Spider-Man 3 we just can throw away in the garbage.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 2 had probably one of the best sequences between Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man. The fight scenes were fantastic, and the hatred between the two were really great. And Doc Ock looked like Doc Ock in that one. Like, he looked really good.
I think the one gripe that I have with every single Sam Raimi Spider-Man movie is that the way he does the villains, though, at the end, is that they always have a redeeming quality.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, okay, well, he's not really.
Oh, he was misunderstood.
No, it's Doc Ock, man. Evil genius scientist, man.
He literally kills Peter Parker in issue 700 of Amazing Spider-Man.
And literally tries to marry Aunt May.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. I completely forgot about that.
No.
But J.K. Simmons, when he came in to reprise his role as J. Jonah Jameson in Far From Home, people were freaking out because they were like, why are you bringing back an old actor to play a character that he played in a different movie? Does this mean that we're going to get a collision of,
I think, well, see, the thing is, when I like when studios do that, but then I don't, because again, you get not backlash, but you get people that don't really know how to interpret it well.
Bingo. So let me ask you this. Did they bring back J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson because he's a good actor? And it's the same reason why they're bringing back Jamie Foxx? Or the easy answer is Spider-Man 3 is going to be a collision of Spider-Verse movies?
See, when people start thinking like that, I know that's like a plan that Sony has in the future. And it's like, I don't want to think that because it's like too convoluted to think and stuff. I want to say it's the first one because it's easier. They don't have to worry about anything.
That's not the easy answer, because how do you explain that to people? People don't look at an actor. Like, if you played a character in a previous movie, they don't just bring you back if you're a good actor. If that were the case, why isn't Ben Affleck coming back? He wants to come back as Batman. But Warner Brothers won't do that. They want to move forward with a different one.
Yeah, with a different Batman.
Unless the actor is phenomenal, I can see them coming back to it. But that's not the case. Ben Affleck is a fantastic actor.
Yeah.
The guy is top tier.
Yeah.
So for him to then be replaced with someone else, and this isn't to say that Robert Pattinson is going to be a bad Batman.
Yeah, we've seen that he has potential in this movie.
And this is just with short clips, you know? But to not bring him back is a big deal.
Yeah, it is.
So unless the actor has now grabbed onto that character, why bring him back? And Jamie Foxx, even though he's a good actor.
Yeah, that actually fits with your argument too, because for at least Batman wise, because they are bringing back Ben Affleck as Batman, but it's going to be in a Flash movie that deals with other dimension, altered dimensions and stuff like that. So, yeah, you know what? That makes more sense that they are setting up a live action Spider-Verse movie.
So that's why, because Jamie Foxx is a good actor. We said that, but he's not top tier Ben Affleck.
No.
So, and he didn't play the Electro part well.
No, and that has to do with writing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And he was told to this, that, and this. So that's
this Electro's a completely different Electro than what the comic books are.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just he's not a good enough actor for me to believe that Sony and Marvel Studios essentially came together and it's like, Jamie Foxx, we're going to bring back Electro. We're going to bring back Jamie Foxx. I don't believe that. I don't. That's why the easiest answer is to simply say live action Spider-Verse movie. Because if you're going to bring back Electro, maybe we're not going to get the blue Electro from the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Maybe we're going to get an alternate looking costume of the original Electro in this new Spider-Man 3 movie.
Yeah.
So, and comicbook.com actually mentioned it. The same site that you sent me the link to. They actually talked about it. And they said there's a possibility. Yeah, this possibility of maybe all three Spider-Men coming together.
Yeah.
Problem is, do we really think that Andrew Garfield and
Tobey Maguire
are going to come back and reprise the roles as Spider-Man?
I don't think so, because Tobey Maguire is really older now. He looks really bad.
But they did. They could have done it. I mean, think about Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse that they brought back. The OG Spider-Man from the OG universe into this ultimate universe from Into the Spider-Verse, and he was old, or he wasn't old, but he had gained weight. Yeah, he was retired. They could basically do that and be like, this is an older version of Spider-Man in this universe.
And I think Andrew Garfield would be up for something like that because he's a huge Spider-Man nerd as well too.
Yeah, but I have my problems with him. He tried to. How can I put this? I'm trying to put it lightly. He tried to justify a big change for the Spider-Man character just to please some people, and I felt like it wasn't necessary for him to say something like that, especially when you're dealing with a character that doesn't need a change. It's understandable to change little aspects here and there, but to change the character in a drastic way, the way he said it, no. And I think that's what kind of turned me off about Andrew Garfield. Okay. Tobey Maguire, I feel like, was a good Spider-Man in Spider-Man 1 and 2. Yeah. Tom Holland sells it to me as a high schooler, as a young Spider-Man just beginning out, Yeah. So, I mean, I think I want to believe that it's the second one, that they're bringing back Jamie Foxx because he's a good Electro.
Yeah, they're going to do a Spider-Verse.
Yeah. Okay. The easy answer would be not Spider-Verse. That they're only bringing him back because he's a good actor. Yeah. The Spider-Verse is a little. It's easy to say. I think it's just hard to develop, and that might ruin Spider-Man.
That's the thing, and and that comes. So that goes with the question of I hate when people do that. When, like you said before, people got confused about J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson in Far From Home. I don't know why people can just take that. Okay, he's just reprising the role just to reprise the role. That's it. There's no secret agenda. There's no hidden meeting. It's just basically J.K. Simmons was a great J. Jonah Jameson, and they don't want to. They don't want to change that. They don't want to change that.
Why would you?
Yeah.
He's the face of J. Jonah Jameson, essentially.
Yeah, I just, so when people, get confused and start putting up film theories and stuff, I'm just like, no, just take it as it is.
Until it properly gets announced.
Yeah.
They haven't even filmed Spider-Man 3 yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. This is all just hearsay right now.
Exactly. So, you have positive thoughts on this Spider-Man 3?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's going to be good. I mean, this is supposed to be, the final film for Spider-Man, at least, for the Spider-Man, movies? And then Tom Holland's supposed to appear in, other Marvel movies as well too. Mm-hmm. But I think this is supposedly supposed to be the last one. But
I hope good things happen. I would like to see a continuation of Spider-Man. Maybe if Tom Holland can't go on as being the face of Spider-Man, maybe someone else can reprise the role as an older version of Spider-Man. Maybe a couple years into the future, and now he actually has he's actually developed not Alchemax, but what's his his corporation that he develops.
Oh, Parker Industries?
Parker Industries, thank you. Maybe he has Parker Industries in the future.
That'd be cool.
Maybe a Spider-Man 2099.
That'd be cool.
Like
Batman or maybe Beyond. A live-action Miles Morales.
No.
I feel like Sony would try to do that.
But the animated version sold so well.
Yeah. But that's why they would want to do a live-action one.
Yeah, but it's a big risk though.
Yeah.
Like you to basically bring in a live
Well, they hinted at it though, with
his uncle.
His uncle, being the Prowler. He's saying that he has a nephew that lives in the neighborhood and stuff like that.
Was he actually the Prowler in that one?
Yeah.
In Homecoming?
His code name was Prowler, but his street name is Prowler.
So it's alluding to. Okay.
Same thing with was it Garth Guinness or something, the Scorpion. He has a scorpion tattoo, but again, street name is Scorpion.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. Only time will tell, and hopefully this pandemic can be over, so people can start resuming going back to acting. We can get some more,
and then we can go back to movie theaters.
Please, oh God! All right, are we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So a couple quick announcements before Rene does the outro. So like we said in the beginning of the episode or beginning of the issue, I keep saying episode. It's issue. It is October. We do have some Spooktober kind of content coming your way.
Yes.
If you have not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, please go subscribe to Keeping Up with the Nerds. We will be releasing Let's Plays of Resident Evil 7. And if we actually have the time, we'll probably start releasing other Let's Plays, maybe other scary video games. We were talking about Dead Space.
And
Dead Space is a pretty scary game.
The first one, yes.
Yes. So that we might actually do that to not put in so much content out there and give you guys the time to watch it at your own pace. We're going to be releasing these Let's Plays Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We've recorded 3 episodes already, so the first 2 should actually be up.
Mm-hmm.
Friday's one coming up actually will be released on Saturday for this week. We're going to be a little bit behind just because there's a recording schedule, but that's going to be the normal days there. We also have a couple pieces of content coming your way in regards to The Mandalorian, so that should be coming out sometime in November. We talked about possibly doing commentary tracks regarding the issues of The Mandalorian. So there's a lot of stuff coming your way. So keep your eyes open on Spotify and Podbean. Give us a follow on each platform and give us a subscription to YouTube as well. Let us know what you guys think on our socials, on Twitter, on Instagram. Any feedback. Rene at the store as well. If you occasionally come to visit in Whittier and come to Undercity Comics, Rene is also here. Let him know what you guys think of the show as well. I'm not really around here because
you're busy. Yeah.
I'm busy, but just let us know. We love the compliments. We love the feedback. We want to know what you guys think. We appreciate the support, and thank you to all our followers and all the listeners. Without you guys, we wouldn't have the energy. Caffeine is one thing, but the support and love from you guys
and feedback, we love to hear it.
And
we keep doing it.
Exactly. So thank you guys for all that. With that said, Rene, do you want to take us out?
I'll take us out.
Or do you have anything else to say?
No, that's pretty much it.
Perfect. Rene, take us out.
Thank you, citizens, for listening to this issue of Keeping Up with the Nerds Variety Hour. This is Rene
and Bryan,
coming to you from 12920 Philadelphia Street, Whittier, California, recording at Undercity Comics. We thank you, citizens, once again, and hope to see you all in the next one.